last season, everything stopped.
The men's and women's tournaments have been canceled.
Then, everything changed.
Being black shouldn't determine if I live or die.
And along the way, college basketball found itself. From protest,
no justice, no peace,
to podium.
You guys gathered today to tell your fellow student athletes that I'm here for you and with you.
This is powerful, guys.
To practice, the unity of a community emerged.
Let's go, 1, 2, 3, go.
Forged forward by the power of this game.
The best thing we can do is just come together.
And together, we might just change the world.
This is their return, a new beginning. Heed the call. United, we ball.
As we close this Thanksgiving weekend out, we are certainly thankful for college basketball today in Raleigh, North Carolina, as the 8th-ranked Wolfpack take on the NC Central Eagles for the second time in school history. Hello, everybody. We welcome you to our studio broadcast position here with Ernie Myers. My name is Andrew Sanders. Happy Sunday afternoon to you. So glad you could join us. Ernie, last time out, the opener for NC State, Elisa Kinane, reached a big milestone.
Yes, she got 1,000 points in 3 years. That's an awesome accomplishment for her. She would have got it last year had the season not been cut off, but unbelievable accomplishment for the big center.
No doubt about it. For NC Central, leading scorer in the first game, Keisha White, she's out with a leg injury, so they're going to need Anissa Rivera to step up.
Yeah, Anissa Rivera had a great game against Campbell, scored 16 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks. She's going to have a big game to get a win here in Reynolds Coliseum.
Yeah, they were a great 1-2 punch, getting that win on the road against the Big South reigning champs, Campbell. That's a huge win for NC Central. And without Keisha White, it's going to be a tough test on the road at a top 10 ranked team.
Absolutely.
Immediately they give Kinane a look, and she scores. Well,
nice
start for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, nice dish off to the big smile, as they call it now, for 2.
NC Central's first possession, and here is the Eagles starting 5. And Paris McBride gets the start today. This is Sherelle Washington off the window for 2, but it's the freshman McBride who is filling in for Keisha White in her absence. They hope to get her back shortly, but again, a leg injury. Slefford, she played 37 minutes, played her heart out in a double overtime thriller in Bowie's Creek.
Yeah, she had 21 points and 8 rebounds to go along with that from the point guard position.
You see the starting 5 for NC State. Kai Crutchfield handling the point guard duties. Here is Kinane again using her size and her touch for 2 more.
Yeah, that's what she gets great position down low and takes that ball up strong to the basket.
Nicole Hope, pass intercepted. This is Jakia Brown-Turner. And NC State is quickly 3 for 3 from the field now.
Great defense by the Wolfpack. And that's what Coach talked about on the call yesterday. He wanted the defensive intensity to be there at the start of the game.
Yeah, it was still a blowout win for NC State over North Florida, but he said he told them, look, out of the top 25 teams, you gave up more points than anybody.
Yeah, you gave up 65 points to a North Florida team, and on the perimeter, a lot of 3-point shots.
Jakia Brown-Turner starting her sophomore season. Picked preseason All-ACC. Was on the All-Freshman team last year. In my mind, I felt like she should have been Freshman of the Year. Certainly was in the running for it.
I thought so, too. She had a strong freshman season, and the way she played in the ACC tournament as well showed everybody that she definitely should have gotten a lot of votes.
How about the
Rookie of the Year
for NC State? They're jumping into passing lanes. This time it's Kai Crutchfield.
Yeah, they're playing the passing lanes. There she is, Kai Crutchfield on the steal, taking it up to the basket, and she's fouled.
Crutchfield is senior from Raleigh, started 31 of 32 games last year.
And she started the season off strong on the first game against North Florida. She had 21 points.
Coach Moore now in his 8th season at NC State, winning an ACC championship back in March.
Kai Crutchfield perfect from the line this year. She's shooting 1,000%.
This is an NC State team, Ernie, that brings back most of their starters from last year. They lost point guard Ace Koenig, but veteran players like Kayla Jones, who pulls down that rebound and has the ball right now, and finds a wide open Jada Boyd for 2.
Great pass by Kayla Jones to Jada Boyd.
An NC State team, Ernie, that feels like they have unfinished business. They win an ACC title. Ace Koenig was MVP of the ACC tournament. She went up there on the podium and said, you know, this is great. This is what we wanted to do, but we're not done. Unfortunately, NC State season, like everyone else's that was still playing, just like this NC Central team, cut short. They didn't get to see what they could have done in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and that was so disappointing. I was at the ACC tournament, and the environment was great. They won the tournament. They were looking forward to getting to the NCAA tournament, and the whole world changed.
3-ball for Sherelle Washington, the junior from Cape Coral, Florida, the Daytona State transfer. And now Kanane against a little pressure from the Eagles, picking up her dribble, but they get out of trouble.
And that's what the Eagles like to do. They like to pressure full court all the way from baseline to baseline. And that's what their coach, Odom, likes for them to do.
There's Tricia Stafford Odom, 4th season at NC Central, played in the WNBA, and was actually an assistant in the ACC a couple of times for rival schools, Duke and North Carolina. Big-time recruiter, she was known at those 2 schools, and at her stop at UCLA as well, as Jakia Brown-Turner connects.
Yeah, you can't leave with Jakia Brown-Turner that wide open with that much time. She's going to bury it.
Tough move inside, and Boyd will be whistled for the foul, and there is Anissa Rivera getting a touch inside. That's going to be a good matchup to watch, Rivera against Boyd. They're both so quick and athletic.
Oh, absolutely. They got out on Jakia Brown-Turner, but she buries that 3 right there. Yeah, that's an interesting matchup. They're both athletic. They both like to go to the basket. And Rivera likes to shoot that 3-pointer.
Eagles get a couple of chances, but can't convert, as Hope's layup missed everything. This NC Central team, like NC State, they weren't done yet. They were in the semifinals of the MEAC. First time they reached the semifinals. Excited about that. Here's Brown-Turner, another 3. This one short. Deflection right to Boyd, who tries to squeeze in a pass to Kayla Jones. Up and 1.
And 1 for Kayla Jones. She hung in the air on that and got the nice little bank shot to go in. Great pass there. She recovers. Nice little jump move. Kayla Jones, I call her the glue to the team. She's gotten better every year that she's been here under Coach Wes Moore.
Yeah, saw a big jump in her junior season, and now as a senior, Coach Moore is playing her more at the 3. He likes her at the 4, but he also likes Elisa Kanane. He also likes Jada Boyd. He says, we got to get Jada Boyd some more minutes, and KJ can play the 3, and so he's trying out. He told us the other day, he said, you know, normally I would prefer a quicker lineup than a bigger lineup.
Right.
But I got to get those 3 out on the floor.
Yeah, you got to get Jada Boyd out there on the floor. I think KJ can play the 3. She can shoot the ball from the outside, and she can handle the basketball that you see early in this game.
So Reyna Perez now out there for NC State, a bit of a smaller lineup, and Jakia Brown-Turner with active hands again. Hope for a 3, not this time.
Here's KJ on the push.
And that's something she can do, handle the basketball, even as a stretch 4 or if she plays the 3. Brown-Turner loose handles. Hope got in there, and I think they're going to get her for the foul.
Usually you don't see Brown-Turner in the lane like that. She's usually out on the perimeter knocking down 3s, but she got caught down low and she got fouled.
That is the 4th team foul on the Eagles. This is Reyna Perez, grad transfer. She's got an open look for 3. Splash!
And that's what she does. The former Big West Player of the Year, grad transfer, can knock that shot down.
She scored just under 20 points a game last year out in the Big West. Kayla Jones with the rebound in NC State. They love to get out in transition. Here is Perez running the floor, and a nice dish from Jones.
Jones running the point. She's the point forward for the Wolfpack with a nice dish to Perez for the lay-in. Beautiful play.
And there you see Perez at Cal State Fullerton, 20 points a game. It doesn't take her long to put up 5 already. Down the lane, and the Eagles cold right now from the field. NC State, meanwhile, on a 19-3 run.
And I would think for Perez coming, being big West Player of the Year last year, coming into the number 8 team in the country, you know, she had a good first game, but it was her first game, and she's trying to fit in. But she was a big-time scorer in that conference last year.
No doubt, and decided she wanted to put into the transfer portal as a grad student and see where she could go, and got a call from Westmoreland. She said, you know, honestly, I hadn't heard of NC State. I didn't know necessarily, and my brother listened to the voicemail, and he said, that's NC State. You call them back. Call them back.
Pick up the phone.
The rest went on from there, and obviously it was a virtual recruiting process, which is different, but she said she wanted to come to NC State because of the winning tradition, the winning atmosphere, and coming to a team that had just won an ACC championship. We've got a media timeout on the floor. 4:51 to go here in the first. NC State running the floor.
Kayla Jones, a nice dish to Perez.
NC State, Ernie, is 8 of 9 from the floor.
Yeah, they are cooking. Here's Raina Perez with the layup. She just hit a nice 3, wide open 3. They've been getting it inside, outside layups. Great start to the game for the Wolfpack.
On a 19-3 run over the last 4 minutes and change. Up 16 here. And Central able to get a 3-ball to answer. Faith Williams, the redshirt sophomore from Akron, Ohio, buries it.
Nice corner J from Williams.
Well, Jones, they ruled that she came back down. I wasn't so sure she did, but it'll be a travel. You know, Faith Williams from Akron, Ohio. You wonder where she went to high school, Ernie. St. Vincent, St. Mary's.
Wow.
Famous high school of LeBron
James. Yes, the king.
NC State showing some pressure. Williams left open again, not this time off the heel, and Jones with another rebound.
Jones gets the rebound, and she just pushes it up the court.
Looking to get Kanane a touch on the post.
Good
Back
kick
outside. Good ball movement from the Wolfpack. Jones is open. Out of bounds, last touch by Kai Crutchfield. It'll be Eagle basketball.
Yeah, that was great ball movement on the perimeter. NC State, they moved the ball around the perimeter very well on that play.
And that's one of those where even if the shot doesn't go down, as we've got a...
Yeah, even though the shot doesn't go down, the coach, he loves the ball, that the ball swung from one side of the court to the other.
Yeah, and the Eagles there didn't get it over the timeline in time. Tricia Stafford Odom has got this team, got to be confident, coming off a win over the Big South champs Campbell, as Brown Turner misses off to the side. And coming off last season in which they made the semifinals, as we mentioned, but 13 wins overall, 9 in MEAC play, the best in NCCU history.
Yeah, she's moving the program in the right direction.
For sure.
She has definitely goals that she wants the team to accomplish. She's getting the players that she wants. She's a great recruiter, so she's moving the program forward.
And just great that these two teams could get on the same page and agree to play, because this was not a scheduled game at the start of the year. We'll tell you more about that as the broadcast goes along. Perez taking it hard to the rim, no good. And a good defensive rebound there, cleaned up by Kiana Brown.
Oh, great pass. She couldn't handle that. Here's Jones on the push again.
And nice hand stepping in that time.
I thought she should have pulled up at the free throw line and took the nice jump shot right there. She went too deep on that play, Jones.
Allowed Sherelle Washington to make a nice aggressive play. 13-point Wolfpack lead. Just under 3 to go here. And an air ball put up. And it looks like Coach Moore wants a timeout. NC State started 8 of 9 from the floor. Since then, they've missed their next 3, but I think Coach Moore, he's never really concerned about shooting. His philosophy is you're going to have your good days shooting, and that's fine. But I want to be able to win on days where we don't shoot well, and he's more concerned, I'm sure he's talking in this timeout about the defensive end, right?
Yeah, the defensive end. The defense must remain consistent. You know, you're going to have days and, you know, games where your shot's not falling and all that kind of stuff, but he wants the defense and the intensity to remain consistent. You can play defense the same way all the time. You know, your shot's not going to fall. You're going to miss some layups. You're going to hit some open threes, but the defense has to remain consistent. And if you want to play for Coach Moore, you better play defense. If you miss a defensive assignment, you're going to be sitting next to him. Well, not next to him anymore. You're going to go sit in your little pod over there and have to think about it for a little while.
You can see how spread out the benches are, and that has an impact, Ernie, because when you come off the court, you're not right there by your teammates, and it can be a little tougher, obviously, for camaraderie, and it can be a little different for coaches. Nice pass by Kanane to a cutting Jones.
Yeah, man, if she's adding that passing to her game as well as the scoring and the three-point shooting, Kanane is going to be unstoppable.
Here's a 3-ball from Hope, and the lefty knocks it down.
Nice shot by Hope. Pulled up for the nice 3. She shot a little air ball, came back and buried the 3.
Man, she played 3 years at East Carolina, but wanted a little more opportunity. She was coming off the bench. She was the second leading bench scorer last year, scoring 6 points a game. Made 32 career starts in Greenville, and she'll spend her senior year with the Eagles. Seeing a starting opportunity from the jump.
Moved up from Eastern North Carolina.
Wow. The turnover, missed layup by Crutchfield, but Brown Turner will go to the line for a 3-point opportunity. How about that pass from Reyna Perez in transition?
Yeah, Reyna Perez pushing it. Here she is. A nice dribble, head up, nice pass. Kai should have made that layup right there, but Brown Turner right there with the rebound and the putback.
Foul on Simone Edmondson, number 32. And a delay here. Ellie Sutphin will come in and replace Kayla Jones for NC State.
She's a redshirt freshman. Highly recruited here in North Carolina.
Brown Turner sinks the free throw. She was surprisingly, Ernie, under 60% from the line last year, despite having a really good three-point shot. Brown Turner, 36% from deep last year as a freshman, and so she makes that free throw. Coach Moore and the Wolfpack like to see her continue to take strides from that free throw line, because with the way her shot is, you're scratching your head saying she's got to be better than 60% free throws.
Yeah, she has a great stroke. She doesn't get to the line that often because she shoots so many outside shots. She's not getting fouled on those shots going to the basket. But yeah, she's gonna increase that free throw percentage as this year progresses.
Nissa Rivera was a 73% free throw shooter last year in her freshman season. Now as a sophomore, she was on the MEAC all-rookie team last year. And a preseason first-team all-MEAC player. She missed the pair. So they expect big things from her out of her sophomore season.
Yeah, and she started the season off great with that 16-point, 14 rebound, 5 block shot game down at Campbell.
Kai Crutchfield with a 3. And she was 4 of 5 in the opener on Wednesday against North Florida. And her outside shot is looking good here in the early season.
Oh, yes, it is. And coach just wants her to be consistent. She can have great games. He just wants her to be consistent with her shot and in her play. She's had some big games here at NC State. but sometimes she can kind of disappear. And he wants her to be out front and playing great all the time.
Good pass outside. Kanane to Perez for an open three, and that's just too tough. I mean, Kanane had pretty good position, not a bad entry pass, and she just quickly, played hot potato and said, I know Perez can knock this down too.
Perez has a beautiful stroke on that jump shot. She shoots it with confidence. Like she knows it's going in.
That's a tough shot for Rivera, and Perez cleans up the board.
Nice pull up. She didn't knock it down, but that was a nice pull up. She could have tried to take it too close to the basket and got called for an offensive foul. Here's the inside out. Perez with the deadly three.
NC State with a 32-point quarter. 8 points coming from the grad transfer, Reina Perez. Ernie, what do you like about her game?
Man, she just lets the game come to her. She takes the shots that she needs to take. Coach said in the call yesterday he was looking for some separation in the guard play, like who wants to start, and I think Perez is making a statement in this game.
Shakia Brown-Turner will be whistled for a foul here. She knocks over Sherelle Washington. Yeah, Perez, 18 minutes on Wednesday against North Florida. 4 points, 4 assists.
Yeah, she can shoot the ball. She can pass the ball. She's heady. I really like her game.
There's another option at point guard for the Wolfpack. 4-star recruit Genesis Bryant now into the game for the first time today. Also in is Camille Hobby. She's guarding on the ball right now. And she'll pick up the turnover.
Yeah, the coach has 3 guards out there right now.
Sutphin misses. Hobby trying to clean it up, and it'll be a jump ball. And that is exactly what Anissa Rivera can do. She led the MEAC in blocks last year.
Yeah, she loves blocking shots. She's quick off the floor, and she has great timing.
So it'll be 19 to shoot for the Wolfpack. And baseline underneath, inbound to Genesis Bryant. Crutchfield is open. One of the few shots that hasn't fallen for NC State so far today. Shooting 66% in that first quarter.
Yeah, they were hot in that first quarter.
A tough shot for Lockard. Sutphin tried to save it. It'll be Eagle basketball. 13 to shoot. Ellie Sutphin reclassified. She actually graduated high school early and then redshirted last year with NC State. And you got to think that had to be so valuable for her. Instead of playing her senior year of high school, she got to be in a top 10 program.
Practicing every day against, top talent on a daily basis. And it had to have helped her game. She's a great shooter, outside shooter.
She was a top 50 recruit, the #1 overall recruit in the state of North Carolina. Dribble handoff to Reina Perez. 15 to shoot. This is the freshman Bryant. Anderson on her. What can Perez create with the shot clock winding down? A little floater.
Perez to the hole. Nice pull up. She's just lofted it up over Rivera, the shot blocker.
Madeline Anderson, the sophomore from Ontario, missed everything with that shot. Sutphin. Blocked once again. Guess who? It's Rivera.
Yeah, Rivera is telling you just can't throw it up right in my face. I'm going to block the shot. You got to throw some fakes or some head fakes or something. You just can't just throw it right up in her face like that. She's going to block it.
She had 5 blocks on Wednesday in Bowie's Creek. Bryant's 3 won't go down. And the rebound tracked down. Rivera forced to pick up her dribble. This is Washington dribbling left side, and she was bumped. Looks like they'll get Bryant here. Seeing both teams' rotations open up a little bit. Again, this game wasn't originally scheduled. NC State was supposed to play Radford on Sunday in Reynolds Coliseum.
Yeah. Radford
had some positive cases. Game had to be canceled, and NC State quickly went into scramble mode looking for an opponent. Wes Moore said they must have talked to 100 schools. And just, you know, he's not the only coach in the country. I mean, there's been a lot of cancellations. And coaches, I saw Jeff Walls of Louisville the other day on Twitter was saying, hey, somebody, we'll go, you know, within a 5-6 hour bus ride. We want to get these games in. We want to play games early, not just because you want the minimum number of games. You want to get those games in so you can make the NCAA tournament, but also because these coaches, without the exhibitions, Ernie, without all the scrimmages, you want to be able to see some of these young players get some minutes before you get into conference play, because it's right around the corner.
And and then he also talked about, hey, when the number 8 team in the country calls you and wants to play, a lot of people don't want that phone call. You know, they don't want that loss on their record, you know, coming in playing one of the top teams in the country. So that makes it even more difficult trying to find a team to play.
Freshman Paris McBride missing the free throws. Perez probing, got into a little bit of trouble there on the baseline, but finds Bryant. And she'll be whistled for a travel. So some young players getting some opportunities here as Bryant comes out, and in comes the freshman from Toronto, Rebecca Demica. Top 10 player from Canada. A big-time shooter with range. Stop me if you've heard that one before. A Canadian NC State player, big-time shooter. And they're very excited, they said, to keep up that tradition and that pipeline from Canada. Ace Koenig was a 4-year starter here at NC State, and now Demica getting some opportunity as a freshman.
Yeah, and Demica knocked a couple of shots down against North Florida in the first game. Got in the game and hit some threes.
Wolfpack up 21 here, midway through the second quarter, and it's gotten sloppy on offense. We had a traveling violation last time down and a carry this time called on Crutchfield.
Yeah, Crutchfield kind of palmed the ball on the move there, and she just had it up too long, and they called it with the carry.
See, both teams, 6 turnovers. All in all, hasn't been that sloppy, considering, once again, practice time, scrimmages, exhibitions, everything has obviously been different here in 2020, and you would just expect these teams to not quite be up to the same level that they normally would be at game number 2.
No, there's no exhibition games. There's no, the practices has been sporadic. I mean, you just expect that you're not going to be as sharp as you would normally be had it not been for this pandemic.
7 turnover for NC State. Good hands there by the Eagles. 3 ball on the way, in and out for Rivera. And Demica the rebound. That is something that NC Central can do. Force 28 Campbell turnovers on Wednesday as Zutphen hits from the baseline.
And that's her shot right there. She can knock those down all day. Ellie Suffin.
From Pilot Mountain, North Carolina.
Pilot Mountain.
Made her Wolfpack debut on Wednesday, 9 minutes, and scored her first collegiate bucket, 2 points. And it's always good to get that one out of the way. In fact, all 12 players for NC State scored on Wednesday. Ernie, I'm sure you remember your first college points. I'll put you on the spot, but I just assume you remember. That's usually not something you forget.
No, it's not. It's something you don't forget. I mean, your first college baskets, you're nervous, you're out there. You know, it's just an unbelievable feeling to get that first 2 out of the way. Here's Perez on the push right here. Nice pass. She gets it back. Here's Suffin on the nice lay-in.
Coming up next, we cap the afternoon with number 22 Notre Dame and new head coach Neil Ivey taking on Miami of Ohio at Purcell Pavilion in South Bend on ACC Network and on the ESPN app. We welcome you back, everybody, with Ernie Myers. My name is Andrew Sanders. So glad you could join us here this Sunday afternoon. The Wolfpack has started hot, 32 points in the first quarter, and leading by 25 here at the media timeout in quarter number 2. And Notre Dame against Miami of Ohio coming up next on ACC Network. And Coach Ivey looking for first win and replacing Muffet McGraw as Jada Boyd drives to the hole, can't finish.
Yeah, she usually finishes that strong drive to the basket. I think she wants that one back.
Boyd guarding Rivera. Contested shot doesn't matter. She's got the range.
Yes, she does. She can knock those shots down and also play great defense.
More veteran lineup back in there for NC State, with the exception of the freshman, Dumaka, who drives and scores.
Strong move by the freshman from Canada. Here she goes on the drive, a little hesitation. She sees the lane for the and one.
Just because the scout on her says she's a big-time shooter and she can, you got to guard her as soon as she crosses half court, doesn't mean that's the only thing she can do. She can put it on the floor.
Yeah, she can put it on the floor. Coach, he's going to have a lot of options this year with players. I mean, he's got a lot of talent on this Wolfpack squad this year.
Still trying to figure out rotations. Of course, NC State with a pretty big game coming up next on the road.
Tough shot.
Against South Carolina. Going to be tested big time in that one.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge game.
Pack will make the trip there Thursday, December 3rd.
Oh.
Hey, knocked over, no call. And it'll be a run out for the Eagles. Paris McBride with the basket.
Yeah, Kanane wasn't ready for that pass, and then she tried to get her bearings, and the ball was stolen. Nice layup for the Eagles.
First points for McBride in this one. She scored 6 in her college debut. This is Boyd, a straight on 3, won't go. And Rivera rips down the rebound. A lot of steps there.
Yeah.
But the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay on this end. Boyd gambled on the pass, perhaps a chance for the Eagles here to take advantage. Nice feed inside. McBride feeding Rivera.
Yeah, nice two-man game right there. Rivera with a nice put in.
Boyd waiting to see if the double team comes. It doesn't. Lost the handle, picks it back up. They say the ball was deflected, so she puts it back on the floor, and she's just too quick.
She's just too quick on that baseline move, too strong. Took the ball right to the hole.
So Jada Boyd now has 4 points for NC State. Nicole Hope will swing it. McBride will try a right wing 3. Got it!
McBride is putting together a nice little game here.
Now you can see they're excited about her. She played on a couple of, as Kanane bounces it off of eventually herself. That ping-ponged around off of Kiana Brown and back off of Kanane, so it'll be Eagle basketball. You can see why they're excited about McBride. She was on a couple of nationally ranked high school teams, so she has played in some big games, and she seems like she's ready to play as a true freshman.
Yeah, she is ready to play, and she's hit some nice shots. She's under control here. She's running the show for the Eagles right now.
It's going to be an important 2 minutes before halftime here, how these teams close things out. Jones picks up a block on the jump shot from Hope, and once again, dribbling with her head up. She'll make the smart decision here, pull it out. Finds Crutchfield for 3.
Yeah, Jones, she's playing the point forward role. Once she gets the rebound, she brings the ball up, runs the play. Got the ball over to Crutchfield, who missed that jump shot.
Well, she almost averaged a double-double last year. As there's a travel on Brown. But Jones scored in double digits 19 times, averaged over 7 rebounds and 2.5 assists. And I would think that her assist numbers, if she's going to play like that, it seems like every time she gets the rebound, I mean, she's ready to go. And that's what Coach Moore wants to do. He wants to get out in transition. And if she can start the break like that, I think she's going to get more than 2.5 assists.
Oh, without question. And the way she's looking for a teammate, she has her head up, and it gives them another ball handler on the perimeter to release the pressure off the point guards.
Seeing Jada Rice of NC State for the first time today on that jump ball. It'll be a possession arrow favoring the Eagles, but Rice, a redshirt sophomore from the state of Georgia, redshirted last year. So she played some as a freshman, and once again, it's McBride. And she's starting in place of Keisha White, and she's played really well.
Yeah, she's really keeping her team in the game here. I know they're down 21, but she's playing well.
It's been an even second quarter. It was a 21-point lead for NC State. At the end of one, we got another jump ball, and this time it'll be Wolfpack basketball. And so if this score holds up till halftime, you can say, yeah, it's a 20-plus point lead for NC State. It's a big lead, but for NC Central, that's an even second quarter.
Oh, yeah.
And they were down on Wednesday against Campbell. They were down 15 in the third quarter.
And came back and won that game in double overtime.
Came back and won the game, absolutely. Boyd will go to the line here.
Here's Boyd. On the take to the basket, she was looking for the and one.
Jada Boyd, 6 points so far today. I'd say she's really similar to Chelsea Nelson, former great here at NC State, in that her ability to not just knock down a mid-range jumper, but put it on the floor, and is just quicker usually than those guarding her. Looking to find her some more minutes this year.
Yeah, she's a great athlete. She's one of the better athletes in the ACC. All I can see is her getting better and better and better.
Gets 1 and 2. And NC State not going to let the Eagles walk the ball up. They'll get an open corner three. Rice with the rebound. Faith Williams has knocked down 1 3 today. Not that time, and now NC State will have the last possession of the first half.
Yeah, the Eagles play great perimeter defense. They're giving Kai Crutchfield a headache on the perimeter.
And I was wrong. I said they'll have the last possession. They will not, because that's backcourt.
Yeah, that's backcourt.
And so it is a turnover. Not what Coach Moore wanted to see there to close out the half. And what can the Eagles do here with this half-second opportunity? Dontavia Wagner steps in for NC State and picks up the steal. That'll take us to halftime. And the Wolfpack up 22 over the Eagles.
Points for the Pack. Road gun it for Florida State.
Kinane and Myers to jump it up. And we are underway here on Championship
So there's a
Sunday.
bucket for Jakia Brown-Turner, one of the top
6'5" freshman. Couple of dribbles, turns over that right shoulder, blocked by Kinane.
NC State's going to pick on Sammy Priestis, the freshman. They will try to take advantage of her defensively.
Hey, stop the defense. Right here, we got to stop.
Baldwin rejected by Kinane, and then a stare at the big girl. There was no big smile on that one.
Right block, Kinane going to work on the freshman. Double team comes, she finds Boyd, flashing to the rim for two. To her inside, but Baldwin bumping down low with Kinane. Now they get it to her right block to a cutting Jakia Brown-Turner. Nice pass from Kinane. And that's a tough shot. She missed it long. The rebound to Jones, and she wants to run. Has numbers. Koenig, a transition three. That is good! And as you said, Ashley, they will fall, and that one does. Big screen for Brown-Turner. She'll try another three. Got it again!
NC State grabs the lead.
Jakia Brown-Turner, back-to-back threes.
Kinane steps out beyond the line and drains the three. There's money out there. I think they've made her mad, Debbie.
It's the Seminoles 30 and the Wolfpack 29 from Greensboro Coliseum here on Championship Sunday. Quarter action. 47-45, NC State leading Florida State.
Promise, okay? Let's do it. All right? But right now we got to get a stop. I need all 5 people to box out and rebound down there, and then let's push it first and see if we can beat them down the court, okay? You can outrun everybody out there. Get out there, okay? Let's go. Come on, right here.
Right here, right now, my time is coming around.
Jada Boyd into the game. She's going to drive right side of the lane on Priestis, blows right by her, straight Florida State back to its largest lead. Inside, Kinane spinning and scoring, whirling into the paint with the left hand. Crutchfield the rebound, chance for a leak out. Crutchfield, look ahead pass to Koenig. She's going to shoot a three. She's going to hit a three. Who wants it more? NC State and Florida State coming down to the wire. Koenig, extra pass, she's open for three. Good! Rebound is loose, and Kinane has it. She's pulled out of bounds. Her free throw is good. Gillespie's three is too long. Rebounded by Jones. That's it. That's it. It's over. NC State is ACC champion for the 5th time in school history. The Pack is back atop the ACC.
These kids, they put so much work into this. People don't realize it. It's not easy, and this league is not easy. The teams you have to go through to get here are amazing, and I couldn't be happier for the players, but also for the fans. Us to be able to finish is really special.
I'm gonna spread my wings and fly.
Almost ready for the start of the second half here in Raleigh. We'll take you through some highlights of the first 20 minutes of action. And Reyna Perez, Ernie, it didn't take her any time to get heated up.
No, she was raining threes, driving, floaters, great passing, very under control. Great first half for Perez.
Perez with 10 first half points. And how about Jada Boyd? She had it in 7 herself.
Yeah, she is, and a nice pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Jada Boyd came ready to play.
So the Wolfpack up 22, being led by Perez and Boyd. Here's a look at the stats, and really what jumps out to me, Ernie, is the field goal percentage. NC State, obviously, they always harp on defense because they feel like they can rely on that, but sometimes you're going to have your good shooting days, and they are shooting it well this afternoon.
Yes, they are. They're 58%. They're getting everything they want. I mean, in the flow of the offense, on the break, layups, three-pointers, it's wide open.
And this is an NC State team that the last 3 years has been +9 or more in rebound margin for the season. That's something they have always done well the last several years. And once again, they were +17 on Wednesday, and already here at halftime, +10. They just control the glass so well.
Yeah, when you got Elisa Kanane and Jada Boyd, down there getting these rebounds, getting the pitch outs, and even KJ, just starting the break, getting rebounds, pushing it. Yeah, you're getting those rebounds. They're dominating the boards.
Well, NC State and NC Central meeting for just the second time ever, and it's a house divided situation for the Crutchfield family. This is pretty cool. So Kai obviously is a senior starter. Here's a picture. Their family, the Crutchfields, at the ACC championship. Obviously, you can tell by Kai's hat. And there's her father, Buddy, who is one of the best football players in NCCU history. So that's got to be a little tough. He was a standout defensive back for the Eagles. He played in the NFL. You got to think that it's got to be tough as a father because you're rooting for your daughter, but you have a special place in your heart for the Eagles.
Yeah, alma mater. You want them to do well in football and any sport. But when your daughter's playing for the number 8 team in the country, you kind of like, hey, that's too close to home. You want your daughter to do well. But I could see, how he's a great guy too. I've met him at games. He's just a great guy. I didn't know about his, his football career at Central, but a great guy.
Well, that's something that Kai had said, is that she had to do a little digging because he's so humble about it. She wouldn't have known. Obviously, she knew he played in the NFL, but didn't know that he had all these school records at NC Central, and was top 10. For instance, 17 interceptions, 4th all time at NC Central.
You got to think, where did I get this athletic ability from? It didn't come from osmosis. Your dad was like a All-American at Central. So yeah, you got some of that athletic ability from your dad.
All-American defensive back, and a kind of cool tie-in as well. His college teammate, fellow defensive back, and a good friend of his is Trey Oliver. He's the head coach for the Eagles.
Yeah, and there he is. They got him in a shot in studio here. Yeah, wow. It's when your best friend's the head coach. Hey, coach, let me get a job, man. Hook me up.
Again, Crutchfield went to Millbrook High School in Raleigh, so that's one of the benefits of going to college where you played your high school ball in the same city you played your high school ball. It's easy for the whole family to come out and support you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She great family support, beautiful family, and Kai is a great young lady.
Crutchfield starts out on the floor for the Wolfpack here in the second half. A tough drive. And you like that from Sherelle Washington, going to the line here immediately. Again, NC Central, yes, down 22, but still plenty of time to play. And this is a team that made a 15-point comeback on Wednesday against Campbell. So even without leading scorer Keisha White out, they've got to think they just play their ball, force turnovers, and there is the senior, Keisha White.
They're not going to give up. I mean,
absolutely not.
Coach Odom, she's not. That's not how she is built, and that's how our teams are built. So she's gonna. They're gonna fight. They're pressing full court.
And this is exactly how they got back in the game against Campbell.
Yeah, the full court press.
And I'm sure on the one hand, the NC State coaching staff, they were obviously worried about NC Central because they know that they're going to throw all kinds of different presses at us. On the other hand, that's kind of a good thing, right? Because you want your team to be tested early on.
Oh yeah. You want your team to get everything thrown at them. Yeah. Plus the kitchen sink. You know what I mean? To get prepared for the ACC season.
Canane trying to track down the rebound after the Brown-Turner miss.
Turner wished she had that one back. She threw it up, with the left hand. She didn't get it up high off the glass, so she wished she had that one back.
Brown-Turner had 8 first half points, so just missed going into double figures there. Crutchfield steps in front of a pass and gets a run out.
And that's what Kai can do. I mean, she's very athletic. She's quick on the perimeter.
Like a defensive back. She stepped in.
Yeah, just like intercepted. Yeah, right on cue, Kai.
McBride knocks down another 3, and she's got 10 points. That is a new career high for her, playing in just her second college game.
Yeah, playing under control and taking what the defense is giving her, and she's knocking down shots and trying to bring her team back.
Canane will go to the line to shoot 2. Just 4 points for Elisa in the first half. NC State opened up the lead a little bit, and they got Canane some rest. Because if you remember, she got those 4 points on the first 2 possessions.
Yeah, real quick.
An All-American last year for NC State, 1,000-point score, and as you accurately said, she got it in the first game of her junior year. NC State was going to host,
right?
And very likely to get past even one round in the NCAA tournament. She was going to be a 1,000-point scorer in her sophomore year had there been an NCAA tournament. Just a remarkable accomplishment.
Yes, and she is a great free throw shooter as a big man and big girl in this league. She shoots 86%. To have your center as your best free throw shooter is a luxury.
And that partly, obviously, the size, the touch around the rim, the footwork, it all goes into it. But to get to 1,000 points, basically, as a sophomore, you got to be able to score from the line. She took over 200 free throws last year.
Yeah.
So those are extra points.
Those are extra points, and that's to need to score. Most scorers shoot a lot of free throws, and if you're a good free throw shooter, your average is going to increase. Tough shot, but she buries it.
Yeah, Rivera has knocked down a couple of those today.
So Rivera was looking around for somebody, and nobody didn't come around. So she said, I guess I'm going to take this shot, and then she buried it from the free throw line.
She's now got 6 points. Brown-Turner looking inside to Canane. She gets the friendly bounce, and she'll head to the line looking for a 3-point play.
Canane, she just makes it look easy. Here she is in a nice rotation. She keeps the ball up, gets fouled for the and 1.
Free throw, nothing but net. Well, she makes herself such a big target there for Brown-Turner. There's no doubt. She's saying, hey, I'm open.
And there's nobody down there that can guard her at this point. Either she's going to get fouled or she's going to score.
Jones.
It's Jones.
On a 3-on-1. They're going to count the basket? Yes. Back-to-back and 1 opportunities for the Pack. First Canane, now Boyd.
Kayla Jones is on the push. The nice no-look pass. Jada Boyd composed herself, got strong, and put that up for the and 1.
Free throw rolls off. McBride comes in for the board. 55-31 here. These two teams I mentioned a couple of times as the second all-time meeting. They met just a few years ago, December 14th, 2016. The game was in Raleigh. And how about that play, Rivera? A little alley-oop for 2.
Yeah, she got up high on that one and laid it in. Yeah, and NC State won that game. And Ace Conan.
She was a freshman in that game.
She was a freshman. She had 26 points as a freshman in that game.
And now that is the task for Wes Moore. Ace Koenig, obviously a big part of that ACC championship team as a senior point guard. But yeah, the last time these two teams played, that was kind of a coming out party for her. 26 points as a freshman. I'm saying, hey,
yeah,
she's pretty good.
She's pretty good, absolutely. And yeah, I'm looking at the you know, the cubbies that they sit in. You know, coach, you know, when he calls a timeout, or you know, when he's not calling a timeout, you got to turn around and talk to your team. You know, everybody's so spread out. You know, that's a disadvantage of having those seats 6 feet apart or what have you. When he can normally turn around like last year and just say, "Hey, look what's going on," to the team, and you know, talk directly to the team on the bench and get ready to come into the game. It has to be difficult.
And I asked him, you know, obviously COVID has affected so much. It affected the schedule coming into today, even for this game. But, you know, how has it affected your routine, maybe even in an unexpected way? And he says, you know, his players can't see his facial expressions.
Right.
So they don't know if I'm smiling or if I'm growling. and yeah, sometimes that might be for the best. But
yeah, right.
And really, he really brought up the fact that on the bench there, as Kanane puts it back in, how that can be tough during a game. You can't just look down the bench and tell everyone, like I'm sure Coach V did to you the few times that you were on the bench, you know, and you're sitting there and he might look down the bench and tell everybody the message of, hey, we got to do this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody gets the message right there. It's different for the coaches, obviously. It's different for the players.
Yeah, and you want that eye contact with your players, and you know, so your players will know, or your coach knows that, yeah, they're paying attention to me. You know, when you're sitting on a bench and you're looking up at the coach and he sees you with the eye contact telling you what he needs you to do when you get in the game, that's a huge advantage.
Kanane drawing the foul here. Look at that. Initially, the block.
And the putback by Kanane.
And NC State already in the bonus here, so Kanane will go to the free throw line looking for double figures.
It's automatic at the free throw line. She has a beautiful touch from the free throw line.
So she's in the double figures now for the second straight game. No real surprise for a player that not only was in the double figures, she had 14 double-doubles to lead the ACC last year. Unanimously named first team All-ACC.
She deserved it. She played, you know, every game hard, and with teams keying on her, you know, when you're number one in the scouting report and you can still get it done, that shows how great a player you are. She's going to post her up right here.
Boyd with that quick first step.
Jada Boyd with the left hand, quick move to the basket. That's hard to guard.
And that's where that Wolfpack front court is really tough. You got Jones, Boyd, Kanane, good rebounders. And those are three really tough players to guard. And a lot of teams in their front court, you might have one good defender. You might have two that you feel good about, but you probably don't have three. And NC State just has options.
Yeah, they have a lot of options coming off the bench as well. But you have Jada Boyd on one wing, Jakia Brown-Turner on the other one. And then you got KJ out there on the wing as well. Oh, look at the passing.
Kanane to Boyd, two more.
They're making it look easy right there. But coach loves that. I mean, you know, teammates looking out for each other, making the game easy.
Three ball from the corner. And Jones again, she just loves to run. There's the point forward. She'll take it herself this time. Too strong.
Yeah, too strong from end to end. Kayla Jones.
Wolfpack lead is ballooned up to 31. Eagles looking for a bucket. Nice crossover and a pass inside. Everything but the finish.
Yeah, beautiful play. Just could not finish.
Crutchfield, unselfish, gives it to Jones instead. She'll take it. And they're just sharing the ball right now, Ernie, and having fun, it looks like.
It's beautiful when the ball gets moved around and nobody cares who's scoring and everybody's getting their shots off. It makes the game a beautiful game. Here's Brown-Turner on the push.
NC State on Wednesday had 20 assists.
Oh, she's deep.
On 38
And
field goals. And they're just racking up the assist here every time down the court. It's Kanane once more.
If Kanane gets the ball that low, either she's going to score or she's going to get fouled. And in that play, she scored and got fouled. She's deep.
Well, Elisa Kanane this afternoon, 15 points on 5 of 5 shooting from the floor, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. And how about this? Back when she was 7 years old, she had the big smile even back then. and this is a cool story. Orlana Larkin's now an assistant coach with NC Central. This was taken at the 2008 ACC tournament. The photo was actually taken by Elisa's brother, Will, who was 10 at the time. And Elisa had gone to a lot. Obviously, that was at the ACC Women's Tournament in Greensboro, right outside of her hometown. But she went to a lot of games because her dad, Dan, had a good friend, Dale DeGraff and Reed, whose niece was on the Carolina team. And so Dan, Dale, Dan's brother as well, they load up the car, load up the kids, and say, hey, let's go watch some basketball. And so Elisa watched Orlana play quite a bit over the years, and in 2008 saw her at the tournament, asked can I take a picture? Obviously.
Unbelievable.
She was nice enough to do so.
And then she wound up winning an ACC tournament championship.
How cool is that?
That is unbelievable. That's an awesome story.
But that was back when she was 7 years old, and you could see that big smile back then.
Even back then.
A future 1,000-point scorer in the ACC.
Yeah, even wearing that Carolina blue.
74-36. As Kanane adds 2 more.
Man, it's just an unbelievable, it has to be unbelievable. You were watching the ACC tournament as a 7-year-old, and then, 10 years later you find yourself out there, it's unbelievable.
That's a dream. It's a dream for so many kids, but so few obviously get to that level,
right?
To not just play in the ACC, but be a champion in the ACC.
And be a star in this league.
I mean, you think about how many kids grow up. I can't tell you how many times in the driveway I took shots for the national championship, Ernie, but, I don't have a national championship ring like you do.
Yeah, and it was when I was a kid, I was a big Knick fan, and I loved Walt Clyde Frazier, and, they won the championship in the NBA, and I used to be in those black tops in New York, hitting the winning shot in the championship game or on the free throw line with 0 seconds left, and and then you find yourself in that situation. It's unbelievable.
Brown Turner from just outside the free throw line. And again, she is just a knockdown shooter.
She's an unbelievable talent, and she makes it look easy, and she just has a smooth stroke with that jumper. She knows it's going down.
Knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Eagles and Faith Williams. You think about this NC State team. It's an interesting makeup where you've got some seniors. Obviously the grad transfer, Perez, has the ball now. She's a new addition. But the seniors, Kai Crutchfield, Kayla Jones, remember back in their sophomore year, this NC State team had so many injuries, and they had bigger roles towards the end of the year. That really propelled them to be ready as juniors.
Absolutely. I mean,
and now they're the leaders of the team, and they're ready for it.
And they're ready for it. They've worked out. They're playing hard. Kai Crutchfield's playing the point guard.
3 ball.
There she goes. She's picking off where she left off the first game.
And then you got to credit this Wolfpack staff, obviously, as Crutchfield steps in front of another pass, couldn't quite save it. But you got that senior class that's ready, Ernie, and Crutchfield, obviously a big part of that.
And that's what Coach wants to see in her.
Yes.
You know, consistency, knocking that jumper down.
And there was her classmate Kayla Jones rooting her on. And you gotta give credit obviously to Coach Moore and his assistants Lindsay Edmonds and Aaron Bath and Nikki West, because they have continued to bring in talent. You look at junior, well, you got Elisa Canane, one of the best players in the country. Sophomore, you got Jakia Brown Turner and Jada Boyd coming back after all ACC freshman team type contributions, and another big class ranked as high as number 17 in the country. These freshmen we're just seeing a little bit, and you put all that talent together, and that's why this is a top 10 team.
Oh yeah, Coach Moore has done an incredible job of just, you know, making this before this pandemic. I mean, this was a tough ticket to get here in Raleigh. You know,
selling out
the arena, and you know, getting fans interested in women's basketball. Doing a great job here. He's building a big time program here at NC State.
Second chance opportunity for the Eagles after Hope's three-pointer goes long, and they just can't convert. Scoring has been hard to come by here in this second half. Reina Perez. She's got some moves down around the basket too, Ernie.
Yeah, she's off the dribble. I mean, she looks like a pro. I mean, the way she handles the ball. Here she is on the drive here with the shake move. Got her head up, nice pull up, concentration, score it.
You don't score 20 points a game just being a three-point sharpshooter.
No.
You got to be able to get to the rim too and have some moves down there, and she does. Look at what she's done today, 5 of 6 from the field.
Yeah, and she just got into the game. She was sitting there for 5 minutes, got in the game, and great move to the basket.
NC State has continued to shoot it hot. You know, when you start off making 2/3 of your shots in the first quarter and scoring 32 points, you think it'll slow down. But Ernie, I mean, they're still shooting 67.4% for the game right now.
Oh, and yeah, and then you got players coming in right now who want to play. They want to show the coach, hey, I want to be in the rotation. So even the subs who are coming in, they're taking no prison. They want playing time.
Yes.
So this is, you know, there's no garbage time on this on this team. Even though they're up a whole lot.
Edmondson can't get the roll on the second free throw. Almost poked away there. It was poked away by Morgan Callahan. Thought he was almost touched by Jada Rice, but it will be NC State basketball. Coach Stafford Odom. Her team is still playing hard, and really you got to give them a lot of credit. One, for, again, accepting this game and wanting to test themselves against the top 10 team, because again, it wasn't on the schedule. They could have said no, and wanted to get that test for their team. This is a team that, you know, we haven't seen Keisha White today, but if you watch that game from Wednesday against Campbell as I did, I mean, she is a special player. You pair her with Rivera. This is a team in the MEAC. They were picked third in their division, but I'm telling you what, I don't think you want to play them come postseason.
No, I don't think they're going to be a great team in the MEAC and moving forward in their conference. They're going to do well. They're going to surprise a lot of teams this year.
And they are, you know, getting a test here in top 10 NC State. Already with a quality road win against the Big South champs in the Campbell Camels.
Yeah, and they're keeping it local here. They don't have to go far.
And their schedule, they were scheduled. This will, if everything goes according to plan, they'll end up with 17 games because of this game. They were scheduled to play 12 conference games. 4 against South Carolina State, 4 against NC A&T, and 4 against Florida A&M. This foul will be charged to Callahan. Jakia Brown Turner, All-ACC freshman team last year.
She's preseason All-ACC this year.
Yeah, she was on my ballot because she's a special player, and she got that experience last year. Ernie, she started 31 games last year. That's the most by any freshman under Wes Moore at NC State.
And to come in as a freshman, not only did she play great offense, she played great defense.
And that's why she played so many games.
And that's why
as a
she
freshman.
played so many games as a freshman. She came in and she played great defense.
NC State leads it through 3, 85-39. Welcome you back to Raleigh. NC State and NC Central doing battle here. First time since 2016. Wolfpack women picked second in the ACC preseason poll, and they got that number 8 national ranking, but picked as high as 6th nationally. That ranking by USA Today, and they were picked second in the preseason last year as well, and did finish second in the regular season.
Right.
Lost a couple of games down the stretch that they wanted back, but they made up for it in that ACC tournament, and obviously got that championship trophy in Greensboro.
Yeah, they would have rather been ACC champions than regular season champions, believe me.
Yes. So we start the fourth quarter. And a younger lineup on the floor for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, he has 4 freshmen.
And the
redshirt
sophomore that redshirted last year in Jada Rice. Genesis Bryant, oh, she passed on the 3, and I believe she traveled. And that's a shot they want her to take. Coach Moore was saying, I mean, she is the kind of shooter that you just expect when it leaves her hands at the scorer's table, you can go ahead and put the points on the board. That's the kind of shooter she is.
That's what he said in practice. She knocks down shots like you wouldn't believe. She has a great stroke. She just needs to get comfortable out there. This is her second time walking in this game. She got a little happy feet going, but once she gets her confidence up, I think she's going to be a great ball player here at NC State.
That foul called on Dontavia Wagner, another Impact freshman. Wagner missed Tennessee basketball last year, a 4-star recruit. Haven't seen her much today. That 3 is short, and Rice with the rebound. They're part of the very bright future. Well, how about that? Pockets picked, and then Bryant says, I'll take that right back. A little sloppy here. And turnovers on turnovers.
And see, what these freshmen don't understand is Coach, well, they should understand, because Coach Moore, this is not garbage time. This is, he's being evaluated on every play.
And what Coach Moore is trying to get them to understand is it's the same for practice, too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
not just the games that we're paying attention to who should get minutes. It's in practice. Practice is important.
Practice is very important. I know Allen Iverson said, hey, it's just practice. When you get to his level, I guess you could say that, but practice helps the player improve. If you're going against top talent like they got on here at NC State, practice absolutely makes perfect in these games, and coaches are evaluating all these young players and his veterans every day in practice.
We have got a called timeout. This will be a full one. 85-39 here early in the fourth quarter. Tricia Stafford Odom and the NC Central Eagles, you see, picked 3rd in the Southern Division and in a tie for 6th overall. But Ernie Myers, when you look at, they've got a couple of big-time scorers in Rivera and Keisha White. Unfortunately, White out today with a leg injury suffered against Campbell. But then you add in an impact transfer like Nicole Hope and an impact freshman like Paris McBride for a team that already made the MEAC semifinals last year. I'm thinking this is a pretty promising team.
Yeah, they feel like they lost out last year, and they want to come back and show that they, can do a lot better, in the conference. So I think they're going to definitely surprise some people. They're going to move up. This is a valuable experience. I know they're getting blown out in this game, but it's valuable experience for them. Be on the road playing a team like NC State.
McBride with the bucket. And I want to correct myself from earlier. Keep in mind that they were picked third in the Southern Division behind Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman has opted out, and also I said earlier on their schedule, planning on playing 4 against Florida A&M. They have also opted out, so they will not have those 4 conference games. There'll just be 8 conference games.
Wow. Yeah, you got to be grateful now to get a game, and I mean, in this environment with this coronavirus, it's just tough.
NC State having to wait 261 days without playing, the time between winning the ACC championship in March and then Wednesday's opener against North Florida. And that extra month or so, obviously, that the season was moved back, and then plus the several weeks that you hope you're in the NCAA tournament, it just adds to that time that you're not playing, and that's got to be so tough. Because Ernie, as a player, I know you can speak to this. During the off season, you're working on your game, but you can't wait to get back, and then you add some, a month and a half to that time. And it's tough. Yeah,
it's tough. I mean, in this environment, even trying to work on your game, to get a gym open, a
lot of individual work too.
Yeah,
not 5-on-5.
No, you're not getting a 5-on-5 working, gym rat type of environment going on here. I mean, it's solo,
This is Ellie Sutphin's first career college three-pointer, the first of many. And she's a stretch 4. She might be over 6 feet tall, but she can step out there.
Oh, yeah, she can step out there and stroke it. I mean, I've watched her last year in practices where she was just knocking down jump shots, even though she redshirted. She played hard, and I could see that she was going to, that jumper.
You talk about the gym rat mentality. I mean, that was her redshirt year. She knew she wasn't going to play, but you see why she was a 5-star recruit. 6'3" with a jumper like that she worked, extremely hard on last year, and a very bright future for her. And a travel this time, dragging that left foot.
Yeah, she's going to be a knockdown three-point shooter in this league. And because she has the mentality, she wants to be good, and she works hard on her game.
Now you can see the frustration from her after that travel.
She did not want to come out.
Yeah,
you could tell that.
I just hit a 3.
Yeah, I just hit a 3, and I messed up on the. I traveled, and now I'm out the game.
Well, now Hope able to pick up a steal and the finish to go with.
They're still pressing down.
Perez to Rice, Jada Rice.
Ooh, nice shot by Rice on the pass from Perez.
She got some valuable experience a couple of years ago. Played in 22 games as a freshman. And redshirting her last year. Again, that was a very veteran NC State team.
Yeah, she wasn't going to get a lot of time last year, but she was definitely part of the team. She traveled, and she worked on her game. I mean, her post-up game looks a lot better. Her back-to-the-basket game looks a lot better than it did last year. I mean, the previous year.
Brian with a bounce pass to Rice, and she's going to finish that one. Well, NC State scored 93 points on Wednesday against North Florida. 5.5 left here, already 92. Again, the offense came to play.
And there's that jumper from Rivera.
Yep. 19 assists, Ernie, on 34 NC State baskets.
Wow. They had 20 assists in the previous game against North Florida.
Just sharing the ball really well. See what Rivera's done now, 13 points as DeMackay was bumped there. Valenco against Williams. So Rice comes off, Boyd comes off, Kayla Jones. back in the game. Joined by Camille Hobby. This is Dumaka. Or Dumaka, pardon me. And
great drive to the basket. She's a good-looking freshman.
Central knocking down some threes now. That pressure.
And they're still pressing.
It's ever present. Oh, Perez.
Perez.
She's a walking bucket.
She's a walking bucket. That's the name for it. Absolutely. I mean, she has a pretty shot. She gets it inside, outside. Just very efficient.
How about Rivera again? The floodgates are open here. Both teams scoring, it seems like, at will.
She can knock that shot down.
Jones will take one. She'll make one.
It's a barrage on both ends. 3-pointers just flying from every angle.
We've got a timeout. NC State on the cusp of 100 points.
Here's Bryant on a nice pass to Perez. She said, oh, okay. Bang.
Get the latest news and information from the ACC each morning with special guests from the world of sports. Packer and Durham, weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Back with Ernie Myers. My name is Andrew Sanders. So glad you all could join us here on this Sunday afternoon. 99-59. NC State right on the brink of 100 points. Rivera, not this time. Asking a little bit too much, but she has had the hot hand. 16 points to lead the way for the Eagles.
Yeah, that was the heat check right there. She just knocked down 2 threes. She said, okay, I might as well go for this one.
Might as well. Speaking of being in double figures. Oh, and here's a turnover. I'll tell you after this. That is quick points for the Eagles as Williams stepped in front of that pass. Speaking of being in double figures, NC State with
Good
6
pass.
players in double figures. Bryant goes up and she'll score, and that's going to put NC State over the century mark for the first time since 2012 against Longwood.
Right.
Last time the Wolfpack scored over 100.
Well, they got a lot of talent. And they got a lot of players that can score on this team this year.
Six in double figures. Led by Elisa Canane. What a game she had today. 17 points, perfect 6 of 6 from the field. Then 3 players, Ernie, at 15. Reyna Perez, Kayla Jones, and Jakia Brown-Turner. Jada Boyd with 11 and Kai Crutchfield with 10.
It's a balanced attack from all angles.
It's all the starters getting into double figures and Perez off the bench, and Perez trying to make her case to get in that starting lineup.
I think she made her case. And I mean, the case closed. in my opinion, I'm not the coach. I mean, Coach West. I mean, she is a dynamic scorer.
Well, it's
not only a scorer. I mean, she facilitates as well.
It's a good problem to have because as well as Perez has played, I mean, sometimes you like just having an instant offense type player coming off the bench, because when you look at the NC State starting 5, I mean, it's hard to say you can take someone out. This is a team with more than just 5 players and that you feel like can start.
But she's not a volume scorer. You know, she doesn't have to take a lot of shots. You know, she's very efficient. I think she missed 1 shot in the game today.
Wagner going to go to the line, and that was just Genesis Bryant stepping on the gas pedal.
Now, Genesis Bryant.
She beat the press all by herself.
Yeah, and she likes to pass. She sees the court. She's a high basketball IQ for a freshman coming in. Some players can see plays developing before you can, know what's going on, and she's one of those type players.
You see 11 different players have scored now as Wagner is on the board. And on Wednesday, 12 players. All 12 players that got in the game scored for NC State.
Here she goes, head up.
They're looking to get Camille Hobby a bucket. Sutphin's trying to get to 10 points there with that three. Can't do it. Last touched by Williams and the Eagles.
Yeah, Sutphin, she rushed that shot. She wanted a shot, and she took it.
Again, NC State is looking ahead. There is Hobby. And now
saying?
all 12 players have scored as Camille Hobby lays it in.
Did you see how Wagner set that play up off the little screen, bounce pass? Beautiful play by the freshman.
Hope is open for three. She'll pull the trigger and got it.
They're still pressing. They're not giving up. They're not falling back. This is their game. They want to. Good play. Oh.
They'll show the ball, fake pass, lay it in with the left hand.
Wagner.
And NC State will be taking on #1 South Carolina on Thursday, December 3rd. What a matchup that will be between two top 10 teams. Oh, Hobby wants that one back.
She definitely wants that back.
Damika will find Sutphin, and she says, one way or another, I'm getting an assist on this possession.
Yeah, she did. Sutphin, she's an intense ball player. I mean, she knocked that shot down. She wanted that. That was a free throw, and she knew once that left her hand, that was going in.
NC Central up next, Monday. Not tomorrow, but next week. December 7th at High Point.
What a luxury to be able to sit your starting five down and put another team in and score 108 points in the game.
And this young group for NC State is talented. And they've had some turnovers here against the press in the fourth quarter that I'm sure Coach Moore will go over with them on film, but you know they've gotten past that press, and when they have, they've been able to score. Working into the front court. The shot clock is turned off. NC State does not have to take another shot. They'll find Sutphin underneath, and they're just working the ball around. NC State will dribble this one out as the final horn sounds. 108 points for the Wolfpack as NC Central puts up 70. And you got to take your hat off to NC Central today as well, Ernie. That's the most points they've ever scored, 70 against a top 25 opponent, and did it obviously without one of their best players, their leading scorer in Keisha White.
Yeah, and that's what Coach was talking about. In the previous game, the team North Florida scored 65 points. He's gonna get on them when they get in. Like, where's the defense? You know.
But 108 points put up by the Wolfpack into triple digits for the first time since 2012. 6 in double figures. The starting five plus Reina Perez. What an offensive performance it was for NC State. For our great crew here, my partner Ernie Myers. My name's Andrew Sanders. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. So long from Raleigh.
Good job, man.